Hello everyone, welcome to another interesting episode of the Anti-Pharmacist Podcast. Yes, it's another Friday, so this is a TGIF episode. But lately, I've decided to not draw too many distinctions between the Monday and Friday episodes because, well, they all talk about health at the end of the day. But if there are any special features for our Friday episodes, our TGIF episodes, I'll be letting you know. But today, I'll be continuing my profiling of some of the notable time 100 health personalities like I started last week, okay? And today the lens shifts to two groundbreaking scientists who are Chinese nationals. So I guess it is China time today, okay? They are innovators who thought outside the box and made the Time 100 Health 2025 list. They are Hongkui Deng and Huji. I hope I pronounced that well. Well, just take it like that, okay? Something I found common in these two brilliant minds is that they have decided to prefer solutions to situations which otherwise could have been looked upon as incurable. You know, there are diseases whose causes are external, like those caused by environmental conditions or microorganisms. There are those that are caused by internal factors like genetic diseases, autoimmune diseases, and there are also those without any known cause, like some cancers, and those which are called idiosyncratic diseases, okay, which reason or origin is not known. But then science continues to evolve and scientists continue to find cures for all these categories of diseases. Even the ones that have cures, newer improved cures are being researched day in and day out for them. So the diseases that are caused by internal factors are more difficult to treat because it is like when a product comes with a defect from the factory, it may be quite difficult to repair compared to a product that was in good condition initially, which later on developed some faults along the way. Such is the case of genetic and autoimmune diseases, which Professors Hongkui Deng and Huji have found landmark cures for, respectively, and these are in recent times. So these are interesting times for science, technology, and the world in general, because otherwise incurable diseases in the past are finding breakthrough management and even cures for some are in the pipeline. When it comes to scientific research and technological breakthroughs, we know certain countries are in the forefront. Among the top three are United States of America, China, Germany. But with the recent developments and policies that do not really favor research in the US, China seems to be making a play for the lead. Let's start with Professor Hongkui Deng, who is a professor of cell biology at Peking University in China. He and his research team have been working on new developments in regenerative medicines that holds great potential for organ replacement and cell therapy improvements. Well, I'll break this down for you in just a bit, okay? Hongkui Deng is actually categorized by Time magazine as a pioneer because he is developing a self-grown cure for diabetes, okay? You see, since the landmark effort in 1997 that cloned Dolly the sheep kicked off innovations in stem cell reprogramming technology, this has inspired Hongkui Deng, who was then finishing his postdoctoral fellowship at New York University, to start tinkering with ways to generate insulin-producing beta cells from stem cells. Now, Professor Deng is pioneering a first-of-its-kind human diabetes trial. Patients with diabetes can no longer produce insulin, and some require insulin injections or an insulin pump to help regulate blood sugar. I've talked about diabetes on this podcast, so this is your cue to go to that episode and listen to what I have to say about diabetes, okay? The causes, the preventative strategies, and all of that. So Deng and his colleagues right now have devised a way to transform a patient's own fat cells to be able to produce insulin. Imagine that. So for people, Deng has modified a technique developed by Nobel Prize winner Shinya Yamanaka that turns a person's extracted fat or skin cells into stem cells that can be reprogrammed into insulin-producing cells. The cells are then transplanted back into the patient's abdomen, enabling their body to self-regulate blood sugar. Instead of genetic engineering, Deng's method uses small molecules to chemically reprogram stem cells, which it says allows for more precise control over the cell transformation process. He published the study in October in the journal Cells, and this showed exciting results in which a 25-year-old woman with type 1 diabetes began producing her own insulin herself, again restoring normal blood sugar levels a few months after undergoing Professor Deng's procedure in June 2023. She has not had to receive insulin injections in nearly 2 years. There are 2 other patients in the trial who have also been insulin independent for more than a year. It is maintained very nicely, and that is what Professor Deng calls functional cure. Imagine making a cure for a particular illness from parts of your body and not having to take in an external drug, an exogenous substance to correct that condition. This is very good, very groundbreaking, right? And especially in countries where access to insulin is very limited because of the high cost. In the US itself, a lot of seniors complain. These are the age bracket that come down with this disease, diabetes, and they complain about the cost of the insulins and all of that. But now, if one can get this treatment and you don't have to buy insulin again, I think it is very good. Although it may not be very good news for big pharma, but I know that in the long run, they'll find other ways to make their money, right? So they are also looking at using this very technique and strategy in the future for liver failure. Imagine this, using humans' fat and skin cells to produce insulin regulating cells, insulin producing cells in the body. How cool is that? That is the work of Professor Deng, and he's doing great work. We are looking forward to more innovations from him and his research team. Apart from making the Time 100 list, Professor Hongkui Deng has been recognized as the Future Prize 2024 Life Science winner. Alright, so his work has been noticed, recognized even before now, and we hope that it continues to provide innovative solutions to diseases using stem cells. Okay, that is one good scientist to keep watching out for. The other person is Dr. Huji, who is a rheumatologist at the Naval Medical University in Shanghai, China. He published the first results of a revolutionary cellular therapy for autoimmune diseases. Now, autoimmune diseases are diseases of the body in which the body fights itself, literally. Some of the body cells are seen as foreign bodies, they are seen as abnormal cells. So, the soldiers of the body, the antibodies, they start fighting those cells. And this results in different discomforts. There are many autoimmune diseases, okay? One of such, the common one, is rheumatoid arthritis. Part of the diseases that Professor Xu studies, okay? He has been looking at the role of specific antibodies in rheumatic diseases, that is, inflammatory conditions that affect the joints, muscles, and bones. He also went on to research a broad range of subjects, from the biological mechanism of lupus and several types of arthritis to sudden infant death syndrome and even malaria vaccines. Now, this innovator, Dr. Huji, decided that autoimmune diseases should be treatable because most people just live with them and, maintain them with different medications over time. But Dr. Huji discovered that in the almost 10% people worldwide who have autoimmune disease, there is no cure, and most treatment only focus on managing symptoms and trying to mitigate further damage. Huji and his team have now developed a cell therapy to target the root cause of autoimmune diseases. His 2024 landmark study, published also in Cell, showed that their treatment led to unprecedented long-term remission in 3 patients with serious treatment-resistant autoimmune diseases. Within days of treatment, all study participants showed significant positive changes in their condition, including regaining mobility and improved organ function. While further study is needed to establish the long-term safety and efficacy, in broader population of patients. Xu's research marks a huge step forward in treating autoimmune diseases. His new therapy, known as allogeneic CAR-T therapy, is the first to use engineered immune cells from healthy donor cells to target the B cells that are mistakenly attacking the body's own tissues in autoimmune diseases. The method is also less costly and time-consuming than traditional CAR-T therapies that rely on the patient's own cells. The biggest advantage of allogeneic CAR-T is that the product can be industrially mass-produced, which ensures quality while reducing costs. I believe that in the coming years, with the progress of research and development, allogeneic CAR-T will definitely enter the market and benefit patients, says Xu. And we are here for it, really, because this is a good one. This particularly is not targeting a single disease, but different diseases with positive results. Okay, they have given the therapy or a modified version of it to an additional 24 patients with good results. So we are hoping that these newer therapies do not just stay in these countries, because these two scientists I talked about now, they are in China. Okay, we are hoping that they will export these technologies as well to other countries in the world, so that everybody globally can benefit in the long run. And I'm happy with Dr. Huji's therapy because it's going to be more affordable since it will be mass produced eventually. Also, Professor Xu, in his right, has been named one of the 10 people who shaped science in 2024 by Nature, a reputable science journal. Okay, so its recognition by Time magazine is not his first recognition or accolade either. So these are the two scientists I've brought to you today on this episode. These are the ones I've decided to shine the spotlight on. They're both Chinese nationals thinking of ways to solve otherwise unsolvable diseases, in quotes. Diseases that it's like they are generated from the body itself without any external factor, and it's like, oh, this is what you have to live with for the rest of your life. But now they're telling you that there are ways to go about this, using pluripotent stem cells, to develop insulin producing cells, or using engineered immune cells from healthy donors to target cells in the body that are mistakenly attacking the body's own tissues in autoimmune diseases. These are very good times. These are innovative periods in science, and we are hoping that more of these therapies will be developed so that diseases like cancer, like HIV, like sickle cell will be a thing of the past. Just like in those 18th, 17th centuries when malaria was killing people, where tuberculosis, gonorrhea, syphilis were killing people. A lot of great minds that could have otherwise even bettered the world died from these diseases even now. One notable thing I want you to know is that these research breakthroughs are not a sprint. They are a marathon. Okay, they are a product of years and years of cumulative research. Okay, getting one bit right, not getting the other right, tweaking it till a breakthrough is achieved. So we must commend the resilience of these researchers, and also commend the supporters, the research assistants, and especially those that make fundings available to them, the university that has made the facilities available to them, and the partners in terms of government organizations, non-governmental organizations that have provided funds and materials for these researchers to go on. That is why we can celebrate these breakthroughs today. So that is what I have for you on today's episode of the Anti-Pharmacist Podcast. And did I tell you that we are so close to 100 episodes? I think this is our 98th episode on the Anti-Pharmacist Podcast. Really, it's been an interesting journey till now. Okay, the podcast is less than 2 years old, but we have been able to do almost 100 impactful, interesting, informative health episodes. I think this podcast deserves some support, some accolades. Okay, of course, we're getting from our loyal listeners, but we still need your support, guys. Okay, we need your shares, your like, your subscription on YouTube channel, your follow on our WhatsApp channel, your DMs, your comments on the podcast, right? I know I've been talking about video podcasts for a while, but like I said, please just bear with me for now. I'm working on it and it will be a reality soon, because I know that a lot of people prefer video podcasts to just audio, but then audio gives you the advantage of doing other things while listening. Okay, you could listen during breakfast in the morning, during your workout sections in the gym, okay, even before bedtime at night, during your commute to work, while driving, or inside your public transport. You just plug your earpods or your earpiece on and listen to this, okay, while doing other things. You could even do it in your office if it's a space that allows you to do that. You could put it on a speaker and listen to it as a group. So these are the advantages of a podcast, guys. But I know that a lot of people favor video podcast, and we'll be bringing that to you very soon. After all, your satisfaction is our concern. Anything to make you listen to the podcast, to make you engage, to bring this health information to you at your convenience and in a way that will make you receptive of it, is what we will do on Anti-Pharmacist Podcast. Thank you so much for your support up to this point. Do not forget to follow on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok. Anti-Pharmacist Podcast still remains the name. On X, it is Farm Podcaster, and on LinkedIn, I'm there as Bemisola at DBC Jose. Please follow me, subscribe, like, share, follow. I'll keep saying it because, well, that is what I have to do, okay? Send me DMs, your questions, even mail me. I've been seeing your mails, guys. Thank you so much. Keep them coming. I'll keep engaging them. Anti-pharmacistpodcast@gmail.com is the email address. Thank you once again for listening up to this point. I'll be bringing another Time 100 Health personality to you in the next episode. Have a wonderful weekend. Till next time, stay healthy and God bless you. Ciao, bye-bye, sayonara, and all of that.